Saw dudes, Hansi Silver said that they are looking for a build with Mantle of Battle Harmony or Teraba. I figured I would kill two birds with one stone and combine them. Today's build focuses on charging super energy extremely fast and buffing up solar damage at all times to become a DPS powerhouse. We will also benefit from constant restoration times 2 for survivability and radiant for even more damage. You'll be an unkillable solar medic. Let's get started. Like many other endgame builds, Well of Radiance will be the super. The healing and damage bonus it provides is unmatched and directly aligns with this build's focus on weapon DPS. Phoenix Dive allows for easy aerial dodging and provides cure times 2 to us and allies within 9 meters when landing. Incinerator Snap was the melee of choice since it provides more damage and procs ignitions more consistently than Celestial Fire. The grenade is entirely up to preference, but Solar Grenade is my go-to. The duration and AoE is perfect for pressuring ad spawn areas and damaging majors over time. The Hive Wizard aspects are Heat Rises and Touch of Flame. Heat Rises grants melee energy when killing enemies while airborne. It also allows us to eat grenades, granting the Heat Rises buff for 15 seconds and cure times 2. The buff allows for extended glide time and is extended by airborne kills. While Heat Rises is active, Phoenix Dive will also provide restoration times 2 on landing for 3 seconds. Touch of Flame augments solar grenades, causing them to linger for 2 more seconds and release magma orbs while they burn. The fragments for today's build are Ember of Empyrean, Resolve, Singeing, and Torches. Empyrean extends restoration and radiant effects by 4 seconds on solar kills, capped out at 12 seconds. Resolve makes grenade kills grant cure times 1. Singeing grants 300% additional base class ability regenerate for 3 seconds after applying Scorch to an enemy. And lastly, Ember of Torches causes powered melee hits to grant radiant for 8 seconds to us and allies within 8 meters. Armor time. On the helmet, I used Harmonic Siphon, Special Ammo Finder, and Dynamo. Dynamo can be swapped for Heavy Ammo Finder if you want. For the arms, there was Focusing Strike, Impact Induction, and Grenade Kickstart. Mantle of Battle Harmony had Concussive Dampener and 2 variable resistance mods. On the Hive X Gucci Flip-Flops, I had Absolution, Innervation, and Recuperation. Lastly, the Spooky Bond had Bomber, Powerful Attraction, and Reaper. Even though aerial superiority means that we can dodge enemy fire more easily, I still recommend running the highest resilience possible. The next best stacks to max are Recovery and Discipline. Recovery reduces Phoenix Dive's cooldown, and Discipline reduces grenade cooldowns. Do not put any points into Strength. Heat Rises will take care of melee ability regeneration, so it is a wasted stat. If the video is super hot fire so far, please consider subscribing. It helps out a ton. Now let's move on to the weapon loadouts I have for you all today. There's a lot to talk about, so I urge you to use the chapters in the video to find out what you are interested in. Weapon Loadout 1 uses Succession or Supremacy, the choice between Teraba and Tiku's Divination, and Apex Predator. The weapon loadout sticks to Hansi Silver's request for a Teraba build. A kinetic sniper of your choice populates the first slot to serve as long-range damage and as a backup DPS option for raids. Succession is an aggressive frame sniper and can be crafted with Reconstruction and Vorpal Weapon, and is good because it passively reloads when not in use and doesn't have many activation requirements. However, the mag size is small and only really saved by its Bray Inheritance Origin trait, which provides ability energy on hit. Supremacy is a rapid-fire frame sniper that can roll with the beam combo of 4 times the charm and rewind rounds, and allows the gun to shoot 71 shots without reloading, assuming you have 3 reserves mod equipped. Without that, the amount is closer to 50 to 60 rounds. The sheer amount of shots that can be put out of Supremacy blows Succession out of the water, but it does less damage per shot. Use what you are more comfortable with. Teraba is a 720 RPM exotic SMG that has an alternate mode called Ravenous Beast that can be charged up by dealing and receiving damage. When activated, Teraba fires at 900 RPM and deals 99% increased precision damage and 187% increased body shot damage. It's also granted 100 handling, 100 reload speed, and a 0.8 times reload duration multiplier, and grants us 100 mobility and 33% increased slide distance. Ravenous Beast lasts for 8 seconds, with hits extending the duration. It embodies the run and gun playstyle and does ridiculous damage for a primary weapon. It meshes well with Mantle of Battle Harmony's super regeneration and damage increase. Tiku's Divination is for those who like to engage at longer range. It can output great damage and has AoE explosions for built-in ad clear. The Catalyst grants it a stacking detonation damage bonus that does not require kills to activate. At the maximum of 5 stacks, Tiku's will deal 105% increased damage. Combined with the 25% damage buff from Mantle, Tiku's Divination will deal 256% increased damage. The amount of damage that this pro provides, combined with its AoE capabilities, makes it a prime candidate for Mantle of Battle Harmony. Apex Predator is the DPS option of choice. The go-to role for damage is Impact Casing, Reconstruction, and Bait and Switch. Bait and Switch stacks with Mantle's Weapon Surge for a 68% total damage increase. If someone on your fire team is running Gjallarhorn or Tractor Cannon, you can easily carry DPS phases. Weapon Loadout 2 uses Chattering Bone, Merciless or Duality, and Cataclysmic. Chattering Bone is a solid kinetic weapon for general use. It can roll with Kill Clip in the third column and Kinetic Tremors in the fourth for good single target and AoE damage. Pulse rifles aren't meta at the moment, but it's still fun to mess with. You don't need to use a pulse, but I would suggest using a weapon that caters to longer range engagement so that the build is more balanced. Merciless is one of the best fusion rifles for sustained DPS and total damage. Each hit without scoring a kill reduces charge time, with the minimum charge being 216 milliseconds. After scoring a kill, reloading will grant a 50% damage bonus for 4.5 seconds, which can tear through champions easily. Combined with Mantle, Merciless will have an 87.5% damage increase. It does lag a little in the ad clear department, but that doesn't matter too much since we have Chattering Bone and our abilities to pick up the slack. Duality is another serious contender for the exotic slot. Hipfire shoots pellets while aiming down sights shoots slugs. It comes with the exotic perk on Black Wings, which causes pellet kills to grant a stacking buff to precision damage for slugs and grants a reload speed bonus for 7 seconds. Precision hits with slugs refresh the duration to 8 seconds. At max stacks, on Black Wings provides a 55% precision damage increase. This is perfect for sustained DPS since it doesn't require kills to refresh, only precision hits. Assuming you continue to slay out with precision hits here and there, you can shred bosses and champs. With Mantle's damage buff in mind, Duality will receive a 93.75% precision damage increase. Cataclysmic provides easy long-range damage without having to calculate rocket trajectory. It can roll with 4 times the charm and bait and switch for easy damage. It's very safe to use from range and easy enough to control. If you don't like precision frame LFRs, you can try out Briar's Contempt and Aggressive Frame. It can roll with Reconstruction and Focus Fury, but another great role to try out is Rewind Rounds and High Impact Reserves. It can do more total damage than that of Cataclysmic, but its 3 burst firing mode may cause you to miss shots. It's game loop time. As usual, you want to eat a grenade prior to engagements. This will activate Heat Rises. Feeding Staff to get Restoration ×2 and kill enemies with solar damage to extend its duration. When killing enemies, try to remain airborne. This will regen melee ability energy and keep the ability loop alive. Use the melee as much as possible to refund class ability and grenade energy. Kill enemies normally with solar weapons to build up super energy as much as possible. When your super is full, you'll receive a 25% damage buff on kill with a solar weapon, but don't be too selfish. Use well when you need to stay alive or provide your team with a damage bonus. Rinse and repeat. I'm glad I can make another viewer's request come true. This build was a long time coming since I haven't touched Mantle of Battle Harmony since the Aegir Scepter synergy was a thing. I didn't really feel like creating another Stasis Warlock build since I just created a video about that. Let me know what you guys think about the build. The next 2 videos will be my first Warframe builds, so I do need to make sure that I get those right. First up is Hero Prime, then Nidus Prime. After that, I'll try to get into a groove so that I can post content about Destiny 2 and Warframe within the same week. As always, thank you for watching, and happy farming.